Hi guys, Terry here. It's the first of the month, so Alicia from Crafty Owl has released her December card making kit. She calls it SheetLoad of Cards, which is adorable. So I wanted to show you, and I think what I want to do this time is encouraging you to play along. So her idea is that she gives you the sketch. She tells you how many cards that it makes. She does give the dimensions if you just want to make one of the cards. And she gives you ideas to make it your own. But she does an excellent job of showing you what papers you need to pull out of your stash and to use up, and then how to cut the paper to most efficiently make the cards. So I love this idea. So at the beginning of each month, she shows you it. She's got hashtags so we can all tag our projects and see each other's work, which is wonderful. It's just a wonderful sharing community, so I love that. And I just want to encourage you to try one, because it's so easy to pull the paper that she suggests. You can use anything in your stash. Have your paper cutter out and your glue, and you're ready to go. One thing I wanted to point out that I don't think I've pointed out before is the sketch is actual size. So when I was planning what I wanted to use for my sentiment, I pulled out my dies from Gina K. This is the Master Layout 3 kit set, and it cuts out circles. I knew I wanted to do circles, so it's got layering circles, and it's got dashes around the top layer, and then it's got a couple other dies in it too. So love this set. I'll have a link on my website to Gina K's information. But what when I was first investigating, I cut one as a sample, and then I decided that this would fit on here really well because I could see that it's going to be a good proportion on the A2 size card, so a standard A2 card. So what I would encourage you to do is pause the video, and what I want you to do when you pause the video is go pick out 3 pieces of 12 by 12 paper out of your stash. Now I picked Christmas because I want to do Christmas. But you pick out what you want to use for your paper. And then she also has you pick out, for your card bases, you need 5 pieces. That's going to make 10. We'll set one aside because this makes 9 cards. So 5 card bases. We cut those in half. And then 3 pieces of solid cardstock. Okay? So you're going to pull your 3 sheets of 12 by 12, your 5 card bases, and your 3 solid cardstock that's going to be the mats for these 2 colors here. So you want to get 3 pieces of coordinating 12 by 12, and we all have those sets of paper that all, coordinate together. And then we can start cutting the paper. So, like I said, pause the video, go grab your paper, and then come back and we will cut these. Okay, so if you've grabbed your paper, let's start with the card bases. Let's cut our 8.5 by 11 paper in half. So I've got it lengthwise, and then I'm going to cut it at 5.5. And this Nina paper is pretty thick, so I'm just doing one at a time. Sometimes you can cut cardstock a couple at a time with these guillotine cutters. But hopefully you're doing this with me, because you'll have a batch of cards in no time. Whether you're making cards for birthday cards to get ready for next year's birthdays, or if you're making a batch of Christmas cards. Maybe you want to make thank yous for all those wonderful Christmas presents you're going to get. So, her kit really goes together quickly. Okay, so there's our card bases. We'll fold those in half when we assemble our cards. And then let's do the solid cardstock next. So that's this here. We're going to cut it. We're going to do a strip of 3 1/4 and a strip of 4, and then we'll cut those apart. So take your 8 1/2 by 11. Let's do 3 1/4. And we're going to do this on all 3 sheets. So 3 1/4 and then 4. And I'm just lining up my paper up here at the top of my trimmer. And got it on the 4-inch mark. Okay. So the 3 1/4 is going to get cut 3 1/4 3 times. We'll have a little leftover. So 1, another one, and the last one. Like I said, hopefully you're doing this with me here. So now we've got our 4, and these are going to be 2 1/4 inch tall. So again, butt it up against the top there. And this will be our 2 1/4. And we're doing 3 of these. Okay, so that's our leftover. Now on hers, she has us cutting out the ovals, but I wanted to make mine white instead of the colored cardstock, so I used white for those. So I'm just going to have this left over as a scrap. So let's do the other 2 sheets. I think this is a kit also that you could cut it up. This one's at 4 inches. You could cut this and put it in a bag and have it ready to make cards at a crop. Cut these into squares, 3 1/4. I'm just tossing these little pieces. I usually don't keep any scraps that are smaller than 4 inches. So here is, we're doing these at 2 1/4 again. And we need 3. And I hope you're doing this with me, because I want you to see how quick it goes. That's our scrap, and here's the last one. So this again is 3 1/4, 4, the 3 1/4 is cut at 3 1/4. We'll do 3 of them. Okay, now the 4 inch, 2 1/4. I normally would speed this part up, but since I know you're doing it with me, we'll just keep it going. Okay, so now those are our 9 pieces for layering. Now the 3 pattern pieces are going to be cut like this. So each one is cut the same way. So we're going to cut this one at 5 1/4, this one at 3 3/4, and this one's the 3 inch leftover. So it's really interesting how she does the math and figures out how to fit this all onto a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So love that about it. So let's do our first 12 by 12 piece. So this one is 5 1/4. The next one is 3 3/4. Again, this one is 3 inches that's left over. Okay, so let's start with the 3-inch one since I have it in my hand. This is going to be cut 3, and those are going to layer onto those 3 by 3. So that's why that brown piece was 3 1/4. So we need 3 of those. Again, our scrap. This 3 3/4 is going to be cut 2 inches. And we're making 3 of those. This is a scrap. And then our 5 1/4 is going to be cut at 4 inches. So we'll have 3 of these. And this will be the bottom layer on the card. So I got those 4 inches. Okay. Let's do that on the next piece. So again, 5 1/4. 3 3/4. And a 3-inch. 3. 3. 3. Scrap. This is our 3 3/4. This is going to be cut at 2 inches. Three of those. And then this is cut at 4 again. We all have coordinating paper, so I think this is something that's pretty easily, if you're into making cards, we've all got paper in our stash. This one's 5 1/4. 3 3/4. I'll have links to her video. And then she links to all of the people on her design team that are participating. So it's fun to look at their videos and see what they made. I mean, it's amazing how everybody makes something different. And you get such good ideas from everybody. Three 1/4 is cut at 2. This paper is a Stampin' Up set. If it's still available, I'll link to it. I don't sell Stampin' Up, but so that's those 3, and then our last 3. Okay, so hopefully you have your 3 piles there. So now you can see that the cards will be just assembled. Get my deers in the right direction here. So when you go to put your you'll layer these onto your squares. Those will all be matted. And then you'll want to figure out a variety so that you don't have any two together. So this one we'll put here. there. This is what I'm saying about you could just pull the paper and have it be in a bag together with the instructions. And trying to make sure I don't put any of the same pieces together. There we go. But you could have this in a bag and take it to a crop or a day of card making with friends. And have a cute, I'm trying to remember what the picture looks like now. So this little piece goes between those two layers. So it'll be like this. So on this one here, the piece that's going to go there is the snowflake. Okay, so hopefully you've got your paper arranged like that. And then I stamped from I have a Gina K Christmas set. This is from their wreath builder, holiday wreath builder set, and it had 3 different sayings on it. Okay, I glued the other 8 cards together. So hopefully you decided whether to make yours into a kit or to assemble them. Put down in the comments what you created. And that way we can see that everybody was participating. I really like this Stampin' Up! Paper. Of course, so much of our paper that we buy is coordinating. It all goes together. But I think this was timely because it's going to be time to send out Christmas cards soon. I've got a couple sets created. I found some cute penguin paper and I made those. And then I made, if you watched my last video, it was made using penny black stamps. I made a wreath and a bird. So I got a handful of those to send out, and now I've got these 9. So, and I have so much Christmas paper, I probably could, this went together pretty quickly, so I probably could make some more. This paper's cute on the back too, so I think you could, I used the 3 sides that I picked, but the other side of this paper coordinates too, so you really could have had a big variety of paper. But there is my cards. So is that one and that one. There's the warm wishes. Here's the Merry Christmas. Joy to the World. There's the other Merry Christmas. And then Joy to the World. They really turned out cute. So I hope you participated. If anything, you can go to her site and download the PDF. Save that for future reference. But I enjoyed making these cards. So hope you have a great holiday. And I will catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.